Okay, I think we will call this meeting to order. Please, if you will. Okay, good evening. Calling to order the meeting on April 1st, 2016 of the Nassau County Interim Finance Authority. I'd like to first start out by offering up for approval of the minutes from the last meeting.
I'll move the approval of the minutes, Mr. Chairman.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
None opposed? We'll consider it approved. Second item on the agenda is the consideration of a county contract for the Nassau County Bar Association. Evan, would you like to speak on that contract, please?
Sure, thank you, Mr. Chairman. The action item 2 is a contract for the Nassau County Bar Association. The contract is a 12-month contract valued at $7.3 million and is funded in the operating budget. Just in terms of background, the county is mandated to provide legal assistance and representation to indigent persons charged with crime committed in the county, and also for certain civil litigants in family court and surrogate court proceedings. The county fulfills this requirement by combining the services of the Legal Aid Society and private attorneys that are screened by the Nassau County Bar Association. The Bar Association has been providing these services for many years, and the costs of this contract, or the estimated costs, are consistent with last year. So unless you have any questions, the item is before you for consideration.
I'll move the approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, the contract is approved. Item 3, consideration of a county contract for Peter Scalamandri and Sons. Evan, would you like to speak on this as well?
Sure. This contract is in the amount of $15.3 million for a term of 15 months. The work is part of a capital project for which the county expects 25% to be reimbursed or to be funded by the New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation Storm Mitigation Loan Program. The other 75% will require future county borrowing, which has not yet been approved by Nassau. The purpose of this contract, as described in the materials, is to provide labor and materials associated with the Barnes Avenue Sanitary Sewer Overflow Correction Project. The county received 6 bids for this component of the project, ranging from $12.8 million to $21.7 million. Scalamandra was awarded the contract despite being the second lowest bidder. The county did so, though, because at the time of the award, the lowest bidder had notified the county that it was withdrawing its bid. And I also want to point out, it's noteworthy that although they were the second lowest bid, the Scalamandre bid was approximately 17% lower than the engineer's estimate and 15% lower than the next lowest bid. So unless you have any questions, this contract's before you for consideration.
Is there a motion?
I'll move that we approve it.
Is there a second?
Second. Okay. And a slight discussion on it?
Sure.
So, Mr. Chairman, I just wanted to let the record reflect that we did have some conversation and did receive and get information from the county on the nature of the low bid dropping and why that occurred and the timing in which it occurred. And I think we were satisfied that it was probably a case of bidder's remorse that resulted in the award going to the second lowest bidder.
Okay. Any other comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Contract's approved.
The next contract in action item 4 is with WHM Plumbing and Heating in the amount of $5.9 million for a term of 20 months. The work is part of a capital project and will require future county borrowing, which has not yet been approved by NYFA. The county does not anticipate any reimbursement for this project. That is, it will all be county funded. The purpose of the contract is to provide labor and materials for the rehabilitation and replacement of mechanical and process equipment associated with primary and secondary clarifiers at the Glen Cove wastewater treatment plant. The county has determined that the existing units are old, aged, and deteriorated and have operated beyond their useful life expectancy. So in this contract, the county did have bids ranging from $5.9 million to $7.3 million. WHM Plumbing and Heating did submit the lowest bid. Their bid was approximately 7% lower than the engineer's estimate and 5.5% lower than the next lowest bid. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to entertain them. Otherwise, it's before you for consideration.
I'll move the resolution.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the motion carries. Item
I-
5,
I'll begin the next three items, Mr. Chairman.
sure.
As always, I'm going to keep it brief because you have materials in front of you. So the first item to discuss is the replacement of the liquidity facility with BMO Harris Bank, initially for $150 million. We put this letter of credit out for bid, and we also sent out 11 additional letters soliciting bids, in addition to what we put in the contract reporter. We only got back 3 responses. After we got back the 3 responses, we asked them for their highest and best bid, so we sent them out again to the final 3. As it turned out, we got a very favorable bid from BMO Harris, which was 10.5 basis points below the next lowest bid. In terms of how much that saves for the county, the 10.5 basis points over the life of the bonds saves about $450,000. So what we're asking you to do now is to allow us to hire BMO Bank as the liquidity provider for the 2008 C variable rate bonds.
I'll move it.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
I just want to, if you don't mind, say a couple quick things. First, I just want to say how much I appreciate the due diligence you do, and you could have easily let this roll over and nobody would have known the difference and everybody would have been fine and happy, but just through some elbow grease, going out and sending out RFPs to 11 bidders instead of just posting them on the county website and getting 3 good bids, you were able to save $450,000 for the community. And it's just a great precedent that the county should follow. And one of my concerns as I leave the board, this is my last meeting today, is that the county is not making best efforts to secure bids and contracts, and they just put them as a notice in Newsday, or they put them on their website, and that's all they do by law, where you've taken the extra mile and shown by example how one small thing can save $450,000. The county should make best efforts and make sure they get at least 3 bids for every contract, and at least post all their contracts on the New York State Contract Reporter, because you can raise taxes on one side, on the revenue side, or you could save on expenses. And you've continually, meeting after meeting, done things such as this that nobody else would have known about if you just rolled it over, and more than earned the keep for the whole, Board of NIFA. So thank you.
Agreed.
I might note, by the way, since you mentioned it's your last meeting, we've enjoyed having you on the board. My wife and I will both miss your late night and weekend calls, but hopefully your replacement will fill in those missing time periods.
I thought I heard her say lose that number last time.
I had to always tell her that there was no mistress. There was really Adam on the phone.
Fair enough.
Don't you worry.
So
Okay, all in favor of this, moving the contract with Bank of Montreal?
Aye.
Aye.
And opposed?
1 abstention.
Okay, abstention noted.
501.
all right, the next item on the agenda concerns the county appointment of a director of procurement and also separating from the county attorney's office the roles of the commissioner of investigation. As you know, the county has been talking about these new positions. They are different positions. The commissioner of investigations would have investigative authority, and the procurement official would have oversight responsibilities on contracts. So the county is exploring the creation of these 2 positions, making them independent. This resolution would be your endorsement of the idea of creating those 2 positions, and it's also your recommendation in this resolution that those positions be as independent as possible, including but not limited to having independent contracts and full-time and sufficient staff. So what's before you again is the endorsement of these two positions and your recommendations on how those people should be selected.
And I'll just chime in that we've had some conversations, Jeremy and I, with both the staff and the leaders, and this has been going on for some time, but in our role of having to approve and look at these contracts, I think I speak for the board that we would feel much more comfortable if these positions were implemented as soon as possible and taking the recommendations that have been made. We think it's very important that this be in place so that we feel that there is a mechanism in the county to really vet these contracts thoroughly and ensure compliance, and that there is no erroneous or illegality occurring in any of the contracting process.
I would just add, Mr. Chairman, that with a budget deficit that's running at $500,000 a day, time would be of the essence, and as soon as possible would be the operative command. I would also suggest, for those of you who are interested, Mr. Marlin, our former colleague, is entering a state of semi-retirement, and you could hire him, and I suspect that would result in a balanced budget within weeks. So,
Days.
yeah, out of your own interest in balancing the budget at that point.
I'd like to say that I support and agree with the position of the chairman on this.
I'll chime in that I, without a doubt, I think we all speak with one voice here at NIFA, that we're in favor of all measures that will enhance both transparency and enhanced oversight in the world of all contracts that are procured and issued. But I would also like to say that we are putting a great deal of resources in terms of review and recommendations such as this. But one item that is not getting the attention that I think we need to continue to take a closer look at, and that's the contracts that have been issued and approved that end up being revised. And going forward, just want to announce that NIFA intends to do that with the same vigor as the reviews of all the new contracts that we say.
And if I may, a perfect example, we've discussed this earlier, would be the contract we approved earlier for some of the sewer and stormwater work. We've had a range of bids between $13 and $18 million and an award at $15 million. And if for some reason there's a change order that gets that, proposes or hopes to get that $15 million up to $18 million, we're probably not going to look too favorably on that.
Agreed.
So
Any other comments? Is there a motion for approval?
Maybe.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the motion carries.
So the last and final resolution is kind of a companion to the resolution you just passed. In light of the progress that we see being made by the county in creating these new positions, and the fact that we've had a lot of discussions with the county, it's been recommended that we suspend the changes that you made to the investment guidelines in January until the end.
Contract guidelines.
The contract, excuse me. The contract guidelines until the end of May, so that the county can have the chance to hopefully fill these two positions, and our discussions can continue about what we can do with the county on other matters in a cooperative fashion. So that's the purpose of this resolution, to suspend our guidelines that were passed in January. I should note, however, that the existing guidelines, which are already stringent, will still be followed, and all of staff will still be looking at their contracts just like before.
And Mr. Chairman, and I'll be supporting this in a minute, but I would view that as the progress on the resolution we just passed as being part of the consideration of where we end up with the contract guidelines once we approve those in final form. I'll move it.
So noted.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, the motion carries. I think speak for myself and hopefully on behalf of the board members, even though it's only been a short time since I've been here with NIFA and had the opportunity to work with Adam Haber. I've enjoyed it. He's been a really dedicated individual to this board, has provided a lot of value, insight, good ideas, fresh thinking, and I just want to wish him well, congratulate him, and thank him for his time of service here, and wish you well in your future endeavors.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'd like to add my gratitude for having made a new friend in Adam, and thank you for the time we've served together, and wish you the best of luck.
Thank you for the kind words.
And if I may add, Mr. Chairman, I've appreciated and will miss Mr. Haber's concerned and articulate voice and vote and enthusiasm on behalf of the people in Nassau County, and I do wish you well in your future endeavors.
Thank you.
I would like to chime in as well. I second everything that was just said. In addition, we're not losing you. You're moving on to bigger and better things, and hopefully the state will benefit from your hard work and dedication.
Amen, brother. Thank you. Thank you. And first, you know, it's an honor to have been doing this. First of all, I love where I live, and this is a place that has unlimited potential, and being able to add value and affect people's lives was meaningful for me. And I worked with the thin staff that NIFA has is quality through and through. They're dedicated, they care, they're bright. They're always open to suggestions and a dialogue. Never a heated exchange, always an exchange of ideas that was well respected, and it's a great place to be involved if anybody else wants to take this seat. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I was privileged to work with all 5 of you. And my board members, including Mr. Buren, who's not here today. You're losing Adam McGanning, an equally, if not more so, qualified Adam. Each of you is equally as committed, bright, and again, we don't always agree, but we all have the same passion for helping the place we love, which is Nassau County and Long Island. But I just want to close with a few points that I've driven home behind the scenes that I'm passionate about, that I think will add value if they're followed by the county. And I touched base briefly on them about the contracts and the way the county secures them. That just like you would go to paint your house and get 3 bids, you should get 3 bids for every contract and actively solicit bids. There's money to be saved on the expense side, more so than you can gain on the revenue side, and that's $1 saved is the same as $1 raised in tax revenue. So please, I implore the county to be more aggressive and more transparent in that process. A couple procedural things. I mean, one of the things that made me crazy as a NIFA member is we would sometimes get 2,000-page contracts that were basically photocopied by I don't know who, but they didn't do a very good job, and we'd have to thumb through them to find the information we wanted. And on the school board in Roslyn, we use something called iAnnotate, which has tabs that can easily take you to this section of contracts so you can review it and make notes on your computer. The way they do it now, it's just not a good process or procedure for the benefit of anybody, especially if you want to find information. So please update, computerize it, and make it as if this is not 1936, but 2016. And my last point is, this is a recent development which we hadn't had much time to dig our teeth in, but this newfound revenue stream from the ever-changing saga that just ended with OTB and the money with the Belmont Raceway going to Genting and then Nassau getting $9 million. I would recommend to the committee, and it's clearly their choice, if there's going to be a revenue stream going to OTB, I would like to see, as now an outsider in the next few minutes, that NIFA oversee Nassau OTB also, so they can watch where that money goes and then make that opaque process in a money-losing venture that probably should have been closed long ago. Make sure that money goes to the taxpayers instead of to something that just, who knows, because you really can't get information out of it. But in closing, thank you all for the privilege. It's been great, and I'm hoping to add value from any direction and be a resource in any way whatsoever, because I really enjoy this and I love where I live. Thank you.
Thank you. There being no other business, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
You should do that.
You should make the
So
motion.
moved.
Make the motion to adjourn. I second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Adam, good luck.
Thank you.
Call it. All right.
Website?
I'll shoot you an email.